everyone. Thank you so much for logging in and connecting to my YouTube video for Millennial Movement. Today I'm interviewing Mr. Anthony Vaughn, founder of Cognizance Capital. He is an entrepreneur on the rise. He's got a lot of big plans, and today I'd like to introduce you to him. So Anthony, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Awesome. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for joining me today.
Appreciate that.
I'd like to share with our viewers just what you do and what motivates you. So let's start out. Would you like to tell some of the viewers what you do for business at Cognizance Capital?
Yeah, so I'm a 25-year-old entrepreneur. I'm either the owner, the sole owner, co-owner of about probably 8 different brands now. My goal is to have 100 different brands, companies, operations, something moving at the end of the day, right? Like 90 years old, whatever that day ends for me, that's kind of the goal. But the business that I kind of work on the most is Cognizance Capital. And what we do there is we work directly with solo entrepreneurs that have marketing team and then startup organizations within their first 18 months of operation. We primarily like to target just millennial space. Reason being is I kind of can get into that later, but it's a pretty fun reason for that. But what we do for them is we're not really about motivation. We're not really about inspiration. What we're really good to do about the practices, right? The things that they're doing on a day basis, their habits, the overall paradigm and perspective about business, understanding their culture, their leadership and tactics, making sure they have total awareness. That's kind of what we're about. And we take a lot of science and research findings to make sure that they understand that what we talk about is kind of sound. Right? It's a fact. We're not just making this up. We're not just trying to motivate them. We take a lot of big business concepts and big business techniques and try to make sure that the generation understands it, right? We try to make sure that they can build a company that's going to last for the next 40 years. And finally, we like to work with real entrepreneurs. This might seem a little rude, but we feel that if we can give the millennial space the most competent information possible, that we can maybe help an entrepreneur that's a millennial rise to the top, and one that maybe is not supposed to be one, maybe we can help them steer them into a different direction. Maybe it's a job, or maybe it's a smaller task-oriented business. We really want to make sure that every single millennial is a job from a mental perspective.
I think that's wonderful, and I think the world needs more people building businesses and helping others, and I think that a lot of people are going to catch on to what you're doing because it's good to have somebody in the community that's willing to help a solopreneur. I know a lot of us start out solo.
Yep.
We build our businesses and attract the right people, and things just come together. So I think it's wonderful what you're doing. And I think a lot of people are going to love what you do, and you're going to be able to reach a lot of people.
I appreciate it.
Wonderful. I always like to find out what people do for their morning routines, because Brian Tracy said, motivational speaker Brian Tracy says, a lot of what you do in the morning has a lot to determine how the rest of your day unfolds, and how your week unfolds, and your months unfold, and your year unfolds.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to share with our viewers today, what are some good, healthy habits that you have in the morning to start a productive day bound for success?
Mine's pretty simple. So I was an athlete, right? I played football for a number of years, played at kind of the professional level, not the NFL, but played at the professional level. So working out is really important to me, but I understand urgency. So I work out for 30 minutes max. I'm moving very fast right now. That's something I believe in a lot, and we're on the move here. I see. Okay. Is it snow on the ground? Really? Still. Sorry, I just got distracted here. It's
Colorado, Denver, Colorado just got a lot of snow, and me being a solopreneur, I work a lot out of Starbucks. So occasionally,
yeah.
I'll get to see the scenery. But you know what? I'm headed for some PR. Anthony and I are going to do some business. So just see what happens between us. We're going to develop some stuff together. But
yeah, I'll get back on track with that I was saying. Sorry, I got distracted. But yes, so I take about I do about a 30-minute workout, very fast, very high intensity, very quick. There's a bunch of research that says what it does, but pretty much it helps your cognitive abilities. It helps you focus a little bit more. I think about a lot of ideas as I'm working out. As soon as I'm done that, I obviously hit the shower, and then I go directly into meditation. I do that for, again, I'm a practical guy, right? Like 6 minutes, 12 minutes at the most. Then I go over a few things as far as like, I have a tactic where I figure out what I'm self-aware about. So today I felt that I was very self-aware that some of the millennials that I've been getting in touch with maybe aren't ready for the intensity of my content. And that's something I need to be real and honest with myself about. And then I kind of give a more positive self-awareness, if you will. And then I go deep into study. So I'm a research-based company. That's what we do, right? We have to take a lot of different findings from companies and science. And so, I study for at a minimum of an hour and a half, maximum 3 hours. So my day doesn't even get going until 12, because I wake up about 7 o'clock. I don't force myself to wake up at 5 or 4. I wake up about 7 o'clock. So that's kind of how my morning goes. And then after I'm done studying, that's when I actually eat. So that's probably bad. I kind of wait till then. But I want to make sure that my mind is fully charged. I'm giving myself the best, potential to be creative and excited and motivated. And again, since I'm a research company, I have to research early in the morning. Now I have other people that help me with the research, but that's something I have to do personally because I believe that I like to be a leader. And if they're not seeing me research, then why would they? Right? So,
I think that's wonderful, and I think that you are an emerging leader for the millennial businesses, millennials themselves. You're attracting people, you're attracting millennials, the law of attraction is in full function, and obviously we wouldn't be here today on our video without the law of attraction, right? So I think that's wonderful. So going back to meditating, what are some key tips to help our viewers to meditate for success?
I would say a quiet room, obviously. I mean, that's key. I'm not too big on this as far as I don't have too many tactics, but what I will say is this. I don't try to fight the thoughts that come in. That's one thing that I've learned. I don't try to fight the thoughts that come in. I recognize them, I'm present with them, and then I kind of let them go their way like they normally do. Towards the very back end of it, though, probably the last 45 seconds or so, I get really, really, really deep into exactly what I think I need to solve for that day. So for me, I repeated today, respect the process, follow the process, follow the process. Because I'll be transparent with you and your viewers here. I had the potential to close about 9 accounts over the past couple of days. It's 0 for 9. About $30,000 up on the table. I started crying. Nah, it sucked though. But listen, the process, right? The process gave me the opportunity to land those deals. Some people don't even have that opportunity. So I had to keep reminding myself, respect the process. And I repeated it throughout the entire 45 seconds. So that's what helps me.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of young entrepreneurs need to trust the process. And just know that if we put a thought out there, if we think about it, if we meditate about it, it's going to come to us, So think of those sunshiny days when it's raining. Your dreams, they're gonna actualize, they're gonna realize, especially if you connect with people like Anthony. Things are gonna happen, and I think it's a great idea to connect with other entrepreneurs. Ask them, hey, what are you up to? How can we help each other? And what do I need to meditate about? I like how you say, don't fight the thoughts that come into your mind. Just let them kind of roll through, think about them, process them. I think that's great advice.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Well, wonderful. So now let's see if there's one more question I can ask you. What's a baby step that some young hustlers, young entrepreneurs, millennial business people can take to start being successful and start planting those seeds that they'll reap?
So I'm going to give a small rant. All right. So I think we're all familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk, correct?
Yep.
So he's been saying a lot about So let me be very clear. There's no cursing on this, right? So I'll try not to.
You're good. You're good. You can speak your mind.
Okay. All right. So I won't drop any crazy F-bombs or anything. I'll just be like kind of
Speak
clever.
your mind. Be free.
So Gary is a big supporter of well, not supporter of me. I support what he does. I'm a big mentor of his. I'm not a mentor. He's a big mentor to me. I'm kind of all mixed up here. But long story short, Gary often talks about how entrepreneurs are born, not made, and he kind of gives some details behind that. What I want to do for your viewers right now is try to make it very simple and practical of the science of what he was trying to say and what he didn't actually say. So that's not true, Gary. That's kind of bullshit. Entrepreneurs are not born. So this is what happened. Gary Vaynerchuk, between probably the ages of 8 to 12 until 41, was around an entrepreneurial-minded human being, which is his dad. So very quickly, guys, 90% of what we do is located in our subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind gets programmed by data, smells, people, sounds, context, things that we see, shit that we do, right? So he kept seeing his dad hustling and grinding and moving and building his business. That's all he saw. And that was it. So he didn't know anything else. His reality, his paradigm was business. That's it. There was no work at Denny's, no McDonald's. That was just business. So, yes, genetically, his brain eventually formed a neuron connection, became an entrepreneur because of that context. So for you, or for even me, probably we didn't grow up in that type of setting. So my first tip would be this. If you weren't born an entrepreneur like Gary and brought up in that environment, I would say, and this is going to be hard to listen to, I would say spend 18 to 24 months, literally all you do, make relationships, get a guy like me that will give you the context, the religion, not actually have you do things, just give me the thesis of it, of what it's about, and then also study. Head down, study. For like literally that long. Just do that. Because what's going to happen is your brain is going to start to become an entrepreneur's mind, not the mind of a person that works a job or that has insecurities, that has whatever. So you guys need to understand that your brain can change. You have to change your brain, period. Not, oh, you have to believe. No, you have to literally change your brain. If you can do that in 18 months, 24 months, you'll crush it. Like there's no way you can't crush it because your brain is designed that way. That makes sense?
That totally makes sense, and I think it's good to get down to the nitty gritty and study, because the more you study, the more it's gonna come out, process in, process out. You are what you read, you are what you eat. You are who you're around. So if you're reading about these entrepreneurs, if you're studying, then you're going to reap the benefits. And I think that's a great timeline goal, 18 to 24. That's a great timeline, 18 to 24 months.
Now it sucks, right? Because you already know the thesis of millennials. It sucks, right? Like, for instance, you got a boyfriend or a girlfriend, either or. I'm not sexist. Girlfriends and boyfriends like nice things. They like nice, shiny stuff, right? And I planned that out. That's why I took these out here. They like shiny stuff. They like the cars. What is that called?
You don't want to attract women that just like shiny stuff. They gotta have some brains, right?
I believe that. But you see, it's not sexist. As a human being, we like nice things generally. So, it's kind of hard to tell an entrepreneur, hey, don't do anything to make money for 18 months. Just learn. They're going to look at you like, what are you talking about? But like you're doing, like I did for so long, utilize practicality and work. Don't say, oh, I can't breathe. No, you can breathe. Remember the video? No, you can breathe. Trust me, you can breathe. So,
well, that's great advice. That reminds me of something that Ty Lopez once said. He talks a lot about the entrepreneurs and how they go through the quote unquote dark years.
Yeah.
And you go through a couple years or a couple months or however long it takes to get through the dark years of studying and figuring out your plan. And then once you have it clear and things start clicking, then you're out of the dark years. Things are coming together, baby. Things are gonna work out. Am I right? Am I right? Well, I think Ty Lopez is right.
Yeah, I mean that's literally all my company is about. That's why I call it Cognizance. All we're about is awareness. I'm not a I don't have $1 billion company. I'm not perfect. All I want everyone to do is like just be aware of what's possible, be aware of the people, be aware of the information, be aware of the abilities, and then just try it, right? Just utilize willpower, utilize curiosity, and just go after it. But you have to be aware of what's out there before you can actually take an action step, right?
I think you're right. I think you're right. Well,
Awesome.
wonderful. The science is in. Do your studying. And anything else you'd like to let those entrepreneurs know? How to connect with you? How can they find you?
I'll give one more tip. When you're out of that 18, 24 months, like that point, then it's about going back and looking at everything you learned and then doing what I call taking competent action. You good?
Wonderful.
Yeah. So taking competent action, meaning actually understanding what you learned at 18 months, and then figuring out what the best practices are, the best things that you actually can do, and not just doing what you think works, modeling the competition, modeling the market, and doing what you know is going to work based off what you saw.
Well, wonderful. So, should people connect with you on Facebook? Should they connect with you on YouTube? They should just give you a call. The science is in, right?
Yeah, like literally, I'm going to give you like my phone number. First of all, 410-300-4341. That's probably your first time. I'm going to give the direct line.
All right, people, you better get in contact with this guy.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Follow this guy, and remember, connect with other millennials that are grinding it out. We're making a better name for millennials, and we are the generation of the pre-rich for those who grind it out, study, go through the dark years, and have a plan.
There you go.
Anthony from Cognizance Capital, thank you for joining me today, and go grind it out, millennials. You can do it.
Awesome.